Well, gotta feed the viewers. The viewers are hungry for content. Feed them, Chris. Hello, viewers. Mornings. Another beautiful day. Yeah, hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good. Or, excellent. What? Here's another piece of news for you. Windows 11. And we're talking about dual boot. Listen to this. An update made to fix a vulnerability broke dual boot Windows space Linux PC. Says here, last week was the monthly Patch Tuesday event for Microsoft Support Windows operating system. However, a patch that was meant to fix a vulnerability ended up causing problems with a number of dual boot PCs with Windows and various versions of Linux. Ars Technica report that the update in question was to fix the vulnerability known as CVE space 2022-2601. It was first discovered in 2022 and would allow hackers to access Grub, an open source boot loader, so they would get around the secure boot features. Microsoft finally released a patch for this issued last week as a part of Patch Tuesday. The patch that was not meant to be installed on dual boot PC with Windows and forms of Linux. However, for reasons unknown at the moment, the patch was indeed sent out to owners of those PCs. As a result, they could not boot into Linux with secure boot enabled. Instead, those PCs showed an error message that said verifying shim SBAT, that's SBAT, data failed. Security policy violation. Something has gone seriously wrong. SBAT self-check failed. Security policy violation. Says that according to the story, dual boot PC users would have installed Linux-based operating system like Debian, Ubuntu, Linux Mint, Zorin OS, Puppy Linux have all been affected by this issue. It says, as of this writing, Microsoft has not posted any info on this Patch Tuesday update was released to these dual boot PCs. The company has also not offered any assistance to owners of these PCs to fix this issue. In the meantime, it appears that the best way to get around this problem for those dual boot PCs is to delete the SBAT file that Microsoft included in this patch. The Ubuntu site has posted up a procedure to delete this file, although they will still be open to vulnerability that this patch was meant to fix in the first place. And that's the end of the article. So we got about, let's see here, 4 comments. Mr. Electrifier said this. He says, typical malicious Tuesday, always bound to come with half-baked garbage code that breaks something as if it's slowing down devices. Wasn't bad enough already. Alas, just more reason to appreciate my decision to avoid Windows updates like malware these days. And then bad bot said this. Yes, updates are malware. And then they say facepalm. You absolutely should be applying updates. Then in parentheses he says doesn't need to be day 1 of release, close parentheses, just for the security update. I hate to defend Windows, but that is just poor advice, and you come off frankly as a little delusional. I'm pretty sure dual boot is only supported if it's with another version of Windows. Regardless, I would never recommend dual booting. The Linux subreddit are filled with posts of pleas for help with dual booting issues. I started out with Linux dual booting over the 2 decades ago, but I would never have stuck with it if it hadn't obtained other PCs. The last thing I wanted to do was log out and go back and forth between operating system. What a pain in VMS, our thing, or better yet, another machine. I get it. Not everyone can afford another PC, but $200 can get you a box that can run Linux really well. Pick up a second job at McDonald's for 2 days and done. He said, personally, my main rig runs Linux, and my lesser secondary machine is a Windows laptop that may be also converted to Linux at some point, as I am, TBH, at the end of my rope with Windows. And then Stephen P. said this, and yet Microsoft sometimes forces these patches Tuesday update on every one the moment they are released, even if deferred update is checked. And then Dusto said this, so they broke Secure Boot for the few distros that paid Microsoft for a license. Secure Boot is such a scam. Man. Alright, that's the end of all of that. I just read all 4 comments. Well, I have done a dual boot with Windows. I've tried it with Windows and Linux, and sometimes it ends up there's always a conflict, and then sometimes it ends up like crashing your PCs. I've tried that before, so the dual booting issues is nothing new. They've been happening. So I think this all comes down to one, Microsoft on their part, and then 2, Linux with their distros. Like they're supposed to come out with an update, to fix dual booting issues, But me personally, I've done it, dual booting. I've done it with who was that? Windows. I think it was Windows XP. I tried it with Windows XP and Ubuntu. I did it with 7. Did it with Vista. Yeah, I was just sitting here experimenting just to see what were the benefits of having two operating system on the same drive, and it always creates a problem. Look, I even tried it with Windows 10, and I think in Ubuntu. So there's always an issue. That's a problem that's going to always come up when you do it, But it sounds cool, but there's still some chinks in the dual booting process that needs to be worked out, and that's both from Microsoft and Linux, with their distros. But other than that, an update has been made. Well, it's time to see what the viewers, the Windows and Linux users think. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this video for y'all to enjoy though. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still a Star Wars and Star Trek fan. Dark Side. Go. Peace.